You ever feel like you spent your whole life being overlooked? Like you could walk through your own neighborhood and nobody would even bother to nod your way? That was me, Jackson Miles, just another old vet with a busted knee and a front yard full of tomato plants. I kept my head down, took care of my wife, Evelyn, and tried to give a little back. Mentoring kids who were headed down the same rough path I once knew all too well. Never thought my quiet life would explode into chaos, but I guess troubles always got a way of finding you, no matter how invisible you try to be. It started out like any regular week, me humming to myself in the garden, Evelyn making breakfast, the sun coming in just right. But she'd been nervous, peeking out the window, watching this black SUV parked down the street for days on end. "Jack, you notice that car again?" she asked, and I just shrugged, telling her maybe someone's new in the neighborhood. But deep down, I had a bad feeling settling in my gut. You know what I mean? That little alarm bell that only gets louder the more you try to ignore it. Didn't help that Evelyn's nonprofit, years of her work helping women get back on their feet, just vanished from the computer one day. Not just files missing, but wiped clean, like it never existed. The IT guy said remote deletion, but come on, what kind of hacker cares about a little wellness group? Then a city inspector I'd never seen before comes by, shoes too new, smile too fake, poking around with questions that sounded less like concern and more like a warning. "Just a routine check, sir." "Gotta stay compliant." "Yeah, sure." I couldn't shake the sense we were being set up. Footage from our security cameras disappeared, motion alerts gone, and every time I looked up, there was that SUV. I'd walk Evelyn to her group meetings at the rec center, wave to the neighbor kids, but my mind was always back home, wondering who was watching and why. Then, one night, well, things went from bad to worse. Middle of the night, I'm jolted awake, can hear boots crunching on our lawn. Voices out there. Too many. Moving like they'd done this 100 times before. My old training kicked in. Grabbed my cane. Told Evelyn to stay behind me and went to the door. Before I could even open it, flashbangs exploded through the windows, filling the house with smoke and thunder. I hit the ground hard, ears ringing, heart pounding, calling out for Evelyn. She screamed my name. Then I saw the red dot of a taser light up her chest. They fired, and she dropped, her body locking up, head smacking the porch, and for a second I swear the world just stopped spinning. Something snapped inside me right then. Decades of being quiet, of swallowing anger, of letting folks think I was harmless, all of it just burst out. I yelled as loud as I could, "I have the Gemini files!" Yeah, I did. Records I'd buried deep, literally and figuratively, from my time overseas. Things we saw, things I copied off a laptop when no one was looking. Executions, experiments, stuff nobody wanted to believe was real. The effect was instant. The lead officer's whole vibe changed. He got on his radio, everyone else froze, guns lowered, and suddenly it was "get the medic," not "get on the ground." They treated Evelyn, kept me close but didn't touch me. I caught the commander's eye. He looked at me like I'd turned into a ghost. Evelyn spent the next 3 days in the hospital, hooked up to wires and monitors. I sat by her side, holding her hand, wondering if I'd done the right thing. She asked, "Jack, "What was in those files?" And I said, "Stuff no one's supposed to see. Stuff I never wanted you to see." She squeezed my hand, and even through the pain she smiled, said, "It's okay. Just don't let them win." Word got out. A neighbor's kid, Malik, posted a video of the raid online. It blew up. People started talking, asking why a SWAT team would back off because of a file an old man mentioned. Officer Bennett found me behind the house one night, out of uniform, looking spooked. "Jack, there's no record of your raid, no paperwork. You scared them. What's in those files?" I told her, "The truth, and they're still hiding it." Things only got weirder. Evelyn's health got shaky. Tremors, blackouts the doctors couldn't explain. Our mail was opened before it ever hit our box. I'd see strange cars parked nearby, lights turning off when I got close. At a certain point, you realize playing small won't save you anymore. That's when we decided to go public. We spread the Gemini files everywhere. Emails, cloud drives, mailed USBs to every family who lost someone in those secret wars. Malik's video was still making the rounds. Journalists called. Some tried to run the story, but their articles kept vanishing, and one reporter we trusted just disappeared off the map. Someone cut Evelyn's brakes, and that was the last straw. She survived, but I knew they'd never stop coming. We rallied the other vets, men and women who remembered what it was like to come home with more questions than answers. Tommy cracked the files wide open. There were lists, faces, dates, proof that black sites and human testing never ended. Even the CEO of Valor Corps, the company behind it all, had his hands on it. He went on TV, denied everything, but when a reporter brought up a file only we could have leaked, his mask slipped just a second too long. The internet saw it. People started asking questions, real questions, ones you can't shut down by scrubbing a website or threatening a journalist. They hit back, of course. Someone bombed our safe house one night, blew out the windows, and left us shaken but alive. I told Evelyn, "They tried to bury us, but we're seeds. We'll keep growing." More folks came to our side, hackers, activists, families who'd lost someone and finally had a reason why. Protests broke out. Congress got dragged into it, and a few big names resigned. But you know how it is. There's always another shadow behind the curtain. Now here I am, old as dirt, sitting on the porch next to my wife, wondering if we really changed anything or just made new enemies. Still, I can look her in the eye and say, I didn't stay silent. Sometimes, being the underdog is the only shot you've got at justice. So, what do you think? Was I right to risk it all and bring the truth into the light? Or should I have kept my head down for our own safety? Ever seen someone underestimated fight back and win, even just for a moment? Share your story or thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about what it really means to be the underdog.